welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
It is arguably the biggest game on planet Earth. And now this grand game enters its 6th decade. We welcome you to Santa Clara and Levi's Stadium for Super Bowl 60. Coming up, a battle here in the NFL playoffs. It's the AFC champion, Pittsburgh Steelers, and the champions of the NFC, the Dallas Cowboys. Around the globe, wherever you are, welcome to America's great sports day. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen, Super Bowl Sunday. Great to share with you one more time, Greg. What a 2025 season, all the twists, all the turns, and it all culminates tonight here in Santa Clara.
And I think this is a matchup like that. I don't know how many people did just even a couple of weeks ago, but you look at the rosters, both sides of the ball, very well balanced, very well coached. So I think the biggest thing each team told us all week was, let's just handle the emotions of the pregame. Let's handle all of the lead up. Because once that ball's kicked off, let's just rely on what's gotten us here, and I think we're in for a treat.
After all the hype, it's finally time for football. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Off we go on EA Sports. So that Cowboy offense takes the field, ready to go to work for the first time. They'll be let out, Greg, by their rookie quarterback.
All week long, they just keep telling themselves it's just another game, and then reality sets in. And I promise, as he takes the field right now, Mike, the thoughts and the emotions swirling around his head, he's got to do his best to harness it. These are the games that legacies are built upon. He understands, even though he's had this long journey, he is going to be judged based on these next 4 quarters. All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
They'll go with the sneak. And he's only going to be able to get back to the line. That's all. 3 plays to start. Quick 4th down.
And now this brings up a tough situation, Mike, because even if they were going to consider going for it on 4th down, how do you do so when you couldn't even manage to get a few inches on 3rd down? Disappointing result for them on that play.
Cowboys special teams unit heads out for the punt. Ball security a must in these conditions. Fair catch called for and taken without issue. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
You just can't imagine the emotions and the thoughts swirling around his head as he takes the field on this opening drive. Like, I mean, you think of the journey they've been on, their regular season, that gauntlet of playoff games through the AFC playoffs, and now here they are. He's taking the field as the starting quarterback in the Super Bowl, and he's 4 quarters away from living out his dream.
Just a yard on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 9. To the outside, complete to Johnson. He's going to have a 1st down and 4th out. Nice pickup of 9.
Every staff in the league that understands if we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted, the ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's got to make some mistakes. The more veteran, talented guys around him, the easier it is to weather those mistakes. Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Up the middle they go. ball game.
I'm not sure if there's anything more enjoyable for a football player than playing a game in the snow. And something for us to keep in mind throughout the rest of the day is typically the advantage is in the favor of the offense. You know where you're going. You know where the cuts are going to come. The defense has to react to you. Can they find a way to take advantage?
On third down, they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. They picked up 17 through the air. That's a Steeler first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Still fighting for yards, and he lost the football. The Cowboys have it.
It's going to be unfortunate for this guy, Mike. I mean, that was incredible effort to continue to fight and break all those tackles, but it doesn't matter if you don't protect the ball. Sometimes it's just easier to say, hey, great effort, go down, live to play another snap. In this case, he just kept the play alive a little too long. The defense kept pursuing him, and next thing you know, they pop it out, and it goes the other way.
The Cowboys, and remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Hand off here, up the middle.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains, they're nothing fancy, but they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game, where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 9. On the ground, Gainwell. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down.
A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8.
Somebody gotta do it, I mean. Somebody gotta do it, I change. Watch him do it.
They'll get 19 out of that play. Good for a Steeler first down.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Throwing now from the gun. This is caught at 2. And he's in. Touchdown Steelers. The first touchdown of Super Bowl 60.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Point after try forthcoming. gets it to go. And the Steelers are off and running here in the Super Bowl. They lead 7-0. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This returnable with Taylor. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cowboys offense going to take over now for the second time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. He'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
Now, Taylor. This one is taken in downfield. Big completion. They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Moving the tight end right. They'll turn and hand this one off. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
2nd and 2. You're thinking, I got 2 downs to get 2 yards. How hard can that be? Well, against this defense, it turns out to be a big challenge. They take you back for a loss of 2, and now you find yourself on 3rd down.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. That's over the middle and intercepted. The Steelers are going to get the football at their own 23.
For these young rookie quarterbacks, every snap in the NFL is an opportunity to have a lesson learned, and sometimes the lessons come a little bit harder than others. In this case, they kind of fool them with their blitz package. It's a little bit more complex at the NFL level than it is necessarily in college, and I think he just got a first-hand taste of just how fast this pressure can get on you. And sometimes when it speeds up that clock, you can make a bad throw.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And they'll mark them down just shy of the 40. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick 1st down.
The ability to be effective on 1st down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
They'll go with a counter on 1st down, and this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss, and it's 2nd down.
You know, anytime you're talking about an interior defensive lineman, it's always easy to talk about his size and his strength. But what stands out to me, Mike, is his ability to move his feet, turn those hips, get penetration in the backfield, and take the running back down for a loss.
They'll look to throw. They'll set up. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And fortunately, their center able to rein it in, and they'll retain possession.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. And he is going to go down. They sack him to end the first quarter. After a spirited first quarter here in Super Bowl 60, it's the Steelers with the early lead. And we're back in the Bay Area after this. So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward. Fair catch made here, and the drive will start at the 23-yard line. The Cowboys offense make their way out to take over once more. This unit hasn't been at their best early on. Punt followed by an interception on their first 2 drives. Now, faking the give. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Got free, but as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6, brings up 3rd and inches.
They'll try to sneak it here, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
I'm not so sure he would have picked up the first down had they connected either way, but still, disappointing outcome to not at least get a handful of positive yards on that last one.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now give on the ground. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. 15-yard pickup there. First down, Cowboys.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. He's nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pick up of 14 and a first down.
For that play to work, Mike, you have to distort the defensive line at the point of attack. And what that means is the offensive lineman, you need one of them to win their block. Move the defender out of his gap. Because when you do, you can see there is a nice run lane for the back to hit.
And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. Without question. Something you never want to see. Especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Back to throw is Taylor. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
Taylor. That is brought in at the 10. And he's going to be brought down. Give him 27, and it's first and goal.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on third down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
Now it is first and goal. Back to the ground after the penalty. Short game there, down to the 11.
Brings up second and goal.
Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on second and goal. He'll look to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And that's going to move him closer, but they're going to need to come up with something here. Here comes third and goal.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
They'll let the fullback try to push the pot. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys. They're out there to block most of the time, but Greg, great reward for the fullback to carry it in for the touchdown.
Not every team in the league even carries a fullback, but man, if you have one on your roster, Mike, not many better places to use him than down here on the goal line.
Point after, coming up here. Through the snowflakes, this one good. Cowboys will level things out at 7 apiece. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense ready to see what they can do. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with first and 10. Travel start on the ground. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's second and 11. Back to throw. Quick throw, taken in, and he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
They'll look to pick this up, third and a yard. They'll run the sneak, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back from the line of scrimmage. That's it.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
He's going to keep this again. And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be second down.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
They face second down and 7. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Third down and 3. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
The Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So we heard about this budding connection all the way back in training camp in the summer. So it's nice to see those reps starting to translate on game day. And I think these two might have a really bright future together. And the more plays they make, the more we're going to see that confidence grow.
Good running inside the 25. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. That's another first down, another big play. The defense has some issues. Gain of 18.
19-yard line.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And he's going to be taken down as we hit 2-minute warning here in this first half.
A 7-yard pickup.
Here's second and 3 to go. Now they'll set up to throw. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not. And be taken down there.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
Been a good drive, but they need to convert here on 3rd and 5. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
That one is good. And the Steelers will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
I think apart from the wind, when you talk about kicking in the elements, Mike, I think the snow has to be the kicker's worst nightmare. It's just so hard to have the confidence that when you stick that plant foot, it's not going to give way. So give credit. That was really well done.
This taken in at the 8-yard line. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to get back at it. Throwing, Taylor gets it away quickly, and it's caught. Now the Cowboys going to take a timeout, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
So 2nd down, and they'll run it. And that'll give them the first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
And the offensive line does a really nice job winning this play at the point of attack. And once he got the ball, all he had to really do was just find a crease and hit it. he's able to pick up the first down.
1st and 10. To throw is Taylor. He's going to look for the home run ball. That's hard. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Dallas. They find the end zone through the air. Greg, that is one of the most popular plays because it works so often.
You're right, Mike. We see it all the time. It's a 4 vertical concept. But the key is you've got to stretch the defense and put pressure on the secondary. That's exactly what they were able to do here. They take advantage, and they go deep for 6.
The kicking team off for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Cowboys are on top. It's 14-10.
14. Steelers 10.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This taken at the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Steelers offense going to get it one final time in this first half. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Looking middle of the field, it's complete. And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll stop the clock 24 seconds to go until halftime. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. Thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in half number 1.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
He's across midfield. And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike. You never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
They'll look to throw again. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes. So, 2 quarters down here in Santa Clara. The Super Bowl 60 halftime. Straight ahead with Scott Hanson.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. Scott Hanson in Orlando, where it almost never snows. These two teams dealing with a light dusting, and that's expected to go on into the second half. Who handles it better? Let's go back out to the stadium and check in with our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott. Thank you. Snow continuing to fall as we get set for the second half. Could we have a finish to remember here in Santa Clara? Second half underway in Super Bowl 60. The return starts from the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They trail by 4. Touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
2nd and 10. Here's a toss, right side. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
So much of what makes a toss play so good is it allows you to get the ball on the perimeter of the defense really quickly, and it doesn't stress all of your backside blocking. But on the downside, it does get your running back running east and west. They're running sideways for the first couple steps, and with a defense that can run to the ball, we're able to get you down for a loss.
It is 3rd and long. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
Oh, how about that hit? Wow. He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one. The Cowboys offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. And this defense having nothing of it. They get them down for a loss on the play.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go, because with them running horizontal before the snap, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical.
A gain of 6 yards, and it's 3rd down.
Third and 6. Taylor looking to throw. Down the field, but it falls incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
The Cowboys get their special teams out on the field. The punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. That one hit inside the 10, but it bounces forward into the end zone. Bring it back out to the 20-yard line. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
So they're not going to get the yardage to reflect it, but I actually thought that was a pretty nice job by the running back, at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. This offensive line, they've got to do a better job getting him through untouched. His yards before contact got to be better.
They'll run here with Gainwell. And he is not going to get away. Might have got the yard, but it will set up 3rd down.
At the 22-yard line. A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8.
throw, out of the gun. The pressure gets there, and down he goes.
These pass rushers, they love these situations where they can just pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. They knew they had a chance to put an end to this drive, and they didn't let it go to waste.
Steelers getting ready to put this one away, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And it's a good return here, able to take it across the 50, set up the offense with a short field. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. Have a short field, looking to build on the lead. Now a handoff, running right. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You know, Mike, what separates the really elite defensive edge players from everybody else is not only their ability to rush the passer. That's what everybody focuses on. But, man, the defensive ends that are good in the run game, those are the guys that never leave the field.
Here's Taylor. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. And he'll get about 7. Still short of that first down. And they'll try to convert it on third down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the huddle, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day.
Now, Taylor. Quick throw. That's complete on the slant. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And I don't think he got there, wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and now you're looking at third down.
Great job here defensively, Mike. Make them snap the ball again. 2nd and 1, they're not conceding anything. Make it 3rd and 1 and see if your defense can come up again with a stop for no gain.
They're going to go jet sweep on 3rd down. Trying to drive his way forward. I'm not sure he got there. Going to depend on the mark, but yeah, he's short. Short, and it's 4th down.
Interesting. You don't see a lot of jet sweeps on 3rd down. It seems to be more of like a 1st and 2nd down call, because it kind of goes with more of the under center run game and play action game. So they go to it on 3rd down. Really nice job there by the defense. Non-traditional play call. Good discipline. They're able to bring up 4th down.
So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. No issues there. This one is good. And the Cowboys will open up a touchdown lead. It's now 17-10. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. Find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with 1st down and 10. this one complete. And he's going to be knocked down hard behind the line.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
2nd and 11. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. They'll look to throw. This one on target for Johnson. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yards.
It was clear this offseason this was an area of emphasis. They wanted to continue to fortify the interior of this defensive line, and with this young player, they think they've got themselves a good one.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. Quick hitting slant there. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. They get an even 20 on that one. That's a Steeler 1st down.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right 3rd. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
Ooh, well, now you see it, now you don't. Good move there, and a gain of 6.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They'll stick with him again. And that one shut down pretty quickly. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
7-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Down to the final quarter in Super Bowl 60. We'll return for the 4th from Santa Clara after this. Here is a big one. 3rd down and 2. Throwing now from the gun. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a 1st down. Here's a run, going left, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and Best might have even lost a yard there.
You know, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
Now this time they'll look to throw. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Third and long obviously isn't an ideal situation to be in offensively. It makes you very predictable, which then places a ton of stress on your offensive line and your quarterback. So they've got to start being more productive in these early downs and set themselves up for more success come third down.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That one broken up. It is incomplete. This defensive secondary, they have been really a no-fly zone all game long. It continues here and brings up fourth down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This returnable with Taylor. Ooh. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to take over possession of the football. Up the middle they go. And it takes a little bit of snow to make things slippery out here. He'll get forward for only a yard. From the 31, here's second down and 9. Taylor. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. It's the quarterback with the sneak, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. Third and short, fourth and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
He'll turn and hand this one off. And not much there. Quick defense. Held to no gain.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals. Like, they love to rush the passer. They have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
Back to throw is Taylor. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard it.
You don't need much. It is third and inches. They'll go with the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's fourth down. We're about ready now for the punt as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. This is going to get out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Steelers offense ready to get back to work. Back to throw here to begin the drive. To the outside, complete to Johnson. And he's out of bounds on the pass play, but that's good for 8 yards.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 1. Now give up the middle, and he'll be taken down just shy of the 30, but that is good enough for a first down.
First down 10 at the 29-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Right back to him on first down. He'll try to drive forward. Not a bad gain in these conditions. Will give him about 5 yards.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
And he's followed up after a gain of a yard.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
Trying to pick this one up on the ground. Good work on the ground. He's got it. First down. Up at about the 42.
The Steelers, first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
I really like this play call here, Mike, on 3rd down. Yes, it is the 4th quarter, but you've got plenty of time remaining. So keep running your offense, stay with what's worked, and they keep it on the ground and pick up a first down.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
On 2nd and 10, they'll try to throw, and they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Time now becoming a factor as we get to 3rd down. To the right side here, pass is caught, and the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
At the 47-yard line.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Here's 1st and 10. Now give on the ground, and this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch, found nothing, and they get him down well behind the line.
Yeah, at some point, you just have to know when the party's over. You just have to cut your losses. I think in this case, he's just trying to do a little bit too much, make something out of nothing, and he ends up being taken back for a pretty big loss.
Two minutes remain in Super Bowl 60. We're back to see this one wrap up. After this, here's 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. They'll set up the screen to gain one. This one could be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
Gonna need a big play now. 3rd down and long. He'll look to throw. He's gonna let this one go deep. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
This is caught. He's got a long way to go. And that's not going to work. The defense comes up with a 4th down, 4th quarter stand, and forces a turnover on downs.
So you roll the dice on offense and you fail. But now you can't give up. Your defense has to go out there and get a stop. You have all 3 timeouts. You have time to get the ball back one more time on offense. So now your defense needs to answer the bell and give your offense one more shot.
They'll begin here on the ground. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll get it with still a minute 20 left to go in the game. Second down and 8. Throwing, Taylor. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second. Talk things over before 3rd down. To throw is Taylor. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation. At that down and distance, they had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete, brings up 4th down.
And he's going to be stopped well short of the marker. That one never had a chance. They turn it over on downs. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Now it's Gainwell. Takes a little bit of snow to make things slippery out here. He'll get forward for only a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll come up now for 2nd down. Now they'll set up to throw. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout to stop it with a little over 30 left in the game.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
They'll run here. This field pretty slick now. That picked up only about 3 yards.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
It is 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's It's been 3 decades, but the drought is over. The Cowboys are once again Super Bowl champions. Wow, you talk about a compelling Super Bowl. That's as good as we could ask for, Greg. A struggle tight till the end, but ultimately, one team had a little bit more. They are now the champions.
And as in the case in so many Super Bowls, Mike, your entire franchise, and for a lot of these players, their legacies are altered by a play here, a play there. This could have been a totally different outcome, but let's give credit to the champs. They made the plays when they needed, and that's NFL ball, and I'll tell you what, they're going to enjoy this celebration.
So that'll do it for another sensational season of the NFL on EA Sports. For our entire team, and with my partner Greg Olson, Mike Tirico, good night from Santa Clara, California.